So there's this guy named Richard who really wants a reality TV show. Like, he's willing to go to extreme lengths to get one. Richard's an inventor, and he believes that all humans are descended from extraterrestrials.
Huh?
Yeah, he's a bit of a weird guy. But he's got this dream of having his own reality TV show. He's been on TV a couple of times before.
This, go do that.
Mayumi doesn't jackhammer me. She doesn't go. And I really don't want to hear that.
And he loved it so much that he, along with his wife Mayumi, started pitching their own show idea to different networks. But sadly, no one seems interested. Then this happened. Richard and Mayumi allegedly come up with this absolutely crazy plan. Richard decides to build a helium-powered balloon that looks like a flying saucer. Sounds cool, right? But here's his plan. He wants to release it into the air and tell everyone that his 6-year-old son, Falcon, accidentally climbed into it before it took off. Why? Because they think this will somehow get them the reality TV show they've been dreaming of. I mean, what could possibly go wrong? So, Richard gets to work building this flying saucer balloon out of plywood and plastic tarps. After a few weeks, it's ready. They set it up in their backyard, fill it with helium, and then they start filming. As soon as the balloon gets loose and floats up into the sky, Richard calls the FAA for help, and soon enough, the local news station is covering the story.
Americans were mesmerized today by an incredible drama playing out on live television.
Dispatching helicopters to follow this crazy balloon. Richard and Mayumi call 911 to report that Falcon is missing and might be inside this balloon. Panic spreads like wildfire. The police, the news stations, everyone is involved, and people start chasing this balloon across the entire state of Colorado. The story goes viral, getting picked up by national and even international news. A kid floating away in a homemade spaceship? That's headline gold. After about 2 hours and 50 miles of balloon chasing, the thing finally starts to lose steam. It slowly drifts down and crashes to the ground. Police and first responders rush to the scene, cut the balloon open, and guess what? No Falcon inside. Everyone is shocked, thinking he might have fallen out midair. But then Richard and Mayumi come forward and say, "Oops, our bad. Falcon wasn't in the balloon after all." They claim he was hiding in a cardboard box in the attic because he thought his parents were mad at him. Everyone is like, what just happened? The police are also suspicious, but hey, whatever happened, it worked. Richard and his family are now famous. They're all over the news, doing follow-up interviews. Not too long after, things start to unravel. In one interview, the reporter asks Falcon why he didn't come out of the attic when his parents were calling his name. Falcon, being a kid, just says, "You guys said that we did this for the show."
Why didn't you come out?
You guys said that we did this for the show.
Man.
Everyone watching is like, wait, what? Was this all a hoax? The next day, during another interview on the Today Show, they ask Falcon to explain what he said, and he just vomits. 3 times. Maybe he's nervous, maybe something else is going on, but everyone is thinking, did this kid just accidentally reveal that his parents told him to hide for a TV show? 3 days later, the police come out and announce that, yep, it was all a hoax. They figured out that the balloon couldn't have possibly lifted Falcon because it was too light. So the police bring Richard and Mayumi in for questioning. At first, they deny everything, but then Mayumi cracks, saying they made it all up to get a reality TV show. Richard still claims they're innocent, saying it's all the media's fault, but eventually he pleads guilty and gets 90 days in jail. Mayumi gets 20 days of weekend jail. Richard still insists to this day that it wasn't a hoax, that he really thought Falcon was in the balloon, and that it's all the media's fault. But what do you think?